Now, what do you need to do before your interview? You need to make sure that you have your resume. You need to make sure that you have done the fine-tuning that's required based on the job requirements. And you need to make sure that you look as put together as that resume and perhaps that cover letter that got you to the interview process. If the last time you interviewed for a job was in 1996, and now we're in 2010, you are not going to take that interview suit out of the closet and expect to wear it 14 years later, even if it does fit, because chances are it's no longer current. And of course, you've just demonstrated through everything that you've supplied them with how current you are. So the outer really does need to match the inner skills. And make sure you bring copies of the resume. You saw in the 2 vignettes, Jane had no preparation in the first one, and in the second one, she had her resume ready for me, so I didn't have to go digging or call my secretary into the office to go digging with me. And I'd also recommend that you bring several copies of the resume, because it isn't always just a one-on-one interview anymore. Sometimes there will be panel interviews, and you'll be sitting in a room with 2, 3, 4, or perhaps more people. So the more prepared that you can be and the more that you can demonstrate that preparation, the better it is for you, and the more they can spend time talking about you and what you have to offer rather than going in search of a copy of a resume. Before you go on the interview, and really before you apply for the job, you need to do your research and you need to make sure that you've done your homework. Do you understand about the company? Do you know their mission statement? As Jane mentioned, what they have to offer, what they value, both in terms of their brand and in terms of their employees. Do you know where you fit into the organization? Do you fit in? Or are you just interviewing for a lark and spending time that you could be spent differently for that interviewer or that hiring manager? So understand where you would see yourself within that company. Is that company financially viable? Do they have money in the bank? Are they financially stable? You can look at their 10K. You can look at any number of websites online, hoover.com, for information about that company. So make sure you understand what you might be getting into. Have you done your homework? The company and the competition, not just who you're interviewing for, but who their competitors are. Do you know why you want them, and can you answer that question? And can you also answer why they want you? If you can't answer that question and someone else can, and your skill sets are fairly even, chances are that someone else is going to be offered the opportunity that you're not, because they've done their homework. Check them out in trade publications. MarketWatch.com, what's their stock price? What are their trends? Look at them on Google. What are the latest articles? And oh, by the way, if you're Googling them, they're Googling you, so you need to Google you too to make sure that there's nothing that they Google that you would be unhappy about.